I got him blocked. I got him blocked. He can't text me and I won't text him. He's blocked.
That wasn't just petty talk. That was Kevin Durant, fired up and fed up with Kendrick Perkins, in what's now become one of the most bitter beefs in modern NBA history. And just when things seemed to be cooling off, new footage popped up showing these two going at it again. It's messy, it's personal, and it all started, like most NBA chaos these days, with a single tweet. Durant versus Perkins isn't your average sports beef. This ain't just playful trash talk or some locker room squabble. Nah, this is decades of tension that finally exploded in front of the world. You've seen Shaq versus Kobe, Draymond versus everybody, but Durant and Perkins? This feud's on a whole different level of petty and personal. Let's rewind to where it all began. The first real crack came during the 2018 NBA Finals, Game 3. Durant had just gone off for 43 points, leading the Warriors to a statement win over the Cavs. But instead of just letting him have his moment, Perkins, who didn't even play in the game, pulled one of the most disrespectful moves ever caught on camera.
Kind of settling us down a little bit.
Anthony, last question, back left.
While KD sat calmly answering media questions, Perkins lurked in the hallway, peeked into the press room, and threw up 2 middle fingers at his former teammate. No words, just the gesture. Then he walked off like he just dropped a mic. Durant glanced up, saw it, and calmly muttered something under his breath before finishing his answer like nothing had happened. Some tried to play it off like harmless trolling between old teammates from their Thunder days, but for real, that move said it all. There was bad blood already bubbling underneath. For Perkins to come at Durant during one of his biggest playoff moments, that was no joke. It was a sign of a friendship falling apart. But that was just the warm-up. The main event dropped in January 2020 during a Twitter brawl that turned ugly real fast. It all started when Perkins, now doing analyst work at ESPN, tweeted that Russell Westbrook was the greatest player to ever rock an OKC Thunder jersey. He even called him Mr. Thunder. That claim? Straight gasoline. Everybody knew Durant's stats and success easily topped Westbrook's. It was like saying a sidekick outshined the main star in a blockbuster movie. A Celtics beat writer called out Perk for the take. Then Perk doubled down, saying Durant bailed on OKC and left the door open for Russ to shine. That hit a nerve. And KD, who's never let shade slide, came back swinging, 9 hours later, with a tweet that hit like a sniper shot. Durant clapped back by roasting Perkins for his awful numbers during the 2013 playoffs versus the Grizzlies, just 2 points and under 4 rebounds a game on 26% shooting. It was brutal, and it hit where it hurt most, Perkins' post-injury decline. But Perk wasn't backing down. His comeback? Straight fire. Boy, stop. You made the weakest move in NBA history. Up 3-1 in the West Finals, then you join him the next season? Heart of a champion right there. Oof, he went straight for KD's most controversial move, joining the 73-9 Warriors after they knocked out the Thunder. No one in the league forgot that move, and Perk knew it. Durant didn't bother with another long tweet. Instead, he posted a yawning sloth gif and a handshake emoji like, whatever, man. And then he tweeted, "We talking hoops, not life." Still, Perk kept the pressure on. He hit the ESPN circuit, defending his Westbrook take, calling KD sensitive, and claiming he sacrificed his own stats to set screens for Durant back in OKC. He wanted credit for doing the dirty work, and he wasn't letting Durant's jab slide. The feud got so loud it even overshadowed Westbrook's emotional return to OKC, a night that was supposed to be all about Russ. Instead, the spotlight shifted to 2 ex-teammates throwing jabs across the internet and on air. Then came round 3, the June 2020 explosion over Kyrie Irving. That one turned the heat way up. On ESPN's Get Up, Perkins slammed Kyrie's leadership, saying,
If you take Kyrie Irving's brain and put it in a bird right now, guess what that bird is going to do? It's going to flop out.
He called Kyrie a distraction for pushing players to skip the 2020 bubble season to support Black Lives Matter. That didn't sit well with Durant, who had just teamed up with Kyrie in Brooklyn. KD fired back on Instagram, calling Perkins a sellout. That word hit different. This wasn't about basketball anymore. Durant also retweeted a post from Wilson Chandler calling ex-players like Perkins suckers and shared a video of Perk airballing a shot, straight mocking his skills. Perkins, hurt but standing his ground, responded emotionally on first take, even shedding tears.
Just because I don't agree with what Kyrie got going on, don't mean I'm not fighting the same fight that you all are fighting. I am fighting for African Americans. I've been have. And that don't make you a sellout. That don't make me a sellout because I have a different opinion or disagree with someone else that's going about it another way.
Even through the tears, though, Perk couldn't resist tossing shade. He dropped the word cupcake again, that same diss he and others used after KD joined the Warriors. Petty? Absolutely, but Perk wasn't done yet. Then came the nuclear moment. Perkins tweeted, "I'm not about to talk about those OKC days and what you were doing in that locker room, but you definitely need to stop, because you know I know. That right there? A straight-up threat to expose something from the past. He didn't say what it was, but that line had people speculating like crazy. And now in 2025, the beef's still going strong. During an interview on NBA Today, Perkins claimed he, not KD, not Russ, not Harden, was the real leader of the Thunder from 2011 to 2015. Wild, right? That take was so outrageous, even Durant had to respond.
I got him blocked. I got him blocked. He can't text me and I won't text him. He's blocked.
I know this may be a reach, but this comment is by far the craziest ST I've seen this week, KD posted. Then he added, Perk popped a perk. Perk fired back in an interview with Brandon Scoop B. Robinson, claiming he was the locker room voice, the enforcer, the glue guy that held OKC together. He said he brought leadership when the young stars were still figuring it out. This whole saga, it's evolved way beyond basketball. What started as friendly jabs turned into deep personal drama, with each new exchange getting nastier. And after nearly 7 years of nonstop tension, it's clear this ain't over. Kevin Durant may have been the face of the franchise and the 2014 MVP, but when Kendrick Perkins kept pushing the "I was the real leader" narrative, that rubbed KD the wrong way. Bad. Durant didn't hold back in 2025 when he clowned Perk's leadership claims, calling them the craziest ST I've seen this week. The message was loud. KD didn't just disagree, he thought the idea was ridiculous, and honestly, from Durant's angle, it probably felt like pure disrespect. He was the guy putting the Thunder on his back every night while Perk played a support role. The tension wasn't just about stats, it was ego versus ego. Perkins saw leadership as being loud and in your face. Durant let his game do the talking. That clash in styles created a storm that never stopped brewing. Perk could focus on being the locker room enforcer. KD, he had the weight of the whole city, the media, and the league expectations on his shoulders. He wasn't just trying to win games, he was trying to win everything. MVPs, rings, legacy. While Perk played Big Brother, Durant had to be Superman every night. But then came the real breaking point, the summer of 2016. Durant joined the very team that had knocked them out in the Western Conference Finals, the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. That move, it didn't just shake the league, it cracked Perkins' trust to the core. For most fans, it was already controversial. But for someone like Perk, who built his career on loyalty and toughness, it felt like betrayal. That's why he didn't hold back. On national TV, Perk told the world, Kevin Durant is not a needle mover anymore if you're trying to win a championship. He basically said KD was no longer a difference maker, and that was personal. Perkins even labeled Durant's decision the weakest move in NBA history. From his view, KD ducked the grind and joined the enemy. For Perk, it wasn't just about basketball, it was about honor, brotherhood, competing the hard way, not taking shortcuts. And then came another twist. Perkins, now retired, stepped into the media game. He joined ESPN in 2019 and started making waves with his bold, no-filter takes.
The same sellout that's sitting right here, I remember this day like it was yesterday. May 8, 2011, Mother's Day. You and I, Memphis, Tennessee, going through personal problems. And guess what? You came to my room, we cried together. We cried some more, vented some more. We didn't leave that room until we confined in each other. And we left out of there and was like, you know what? We glad we had each other to lean on.
He was loud, controversial, and didn't care who he upset. That's how he kept his name trending. But for Durant, who preferred to handle things behind closed doors, it felt like a violation of trust. KD wasn't just mad about the takes. He felt betrayed. They used to be tight. Perk had been in his house, around his family. So when Perk started dragging his name on TV and social media, Durant hit back hard. He mocked Perk's stats, retweeted clown emojis, and called out his playoff failures.
Because Kevin Durant is not a needle mover, in my opinion, no more when it comes down to if you're trying to win a championship. And this is not something that I'm making up.
This wasn't just a sports feud anymore, it got personal. Things got even messier in 2022 when former teammate Serge Ibaka dropped a bomb. He accused Perkins of breaking the locker room code, talking trash about Durant and Westbrook behind their backs, then flipping the script for the cameras. If true, that's the kind of betrayal that cuts deep. In pro sports, the locker room is sacred. Violate that and you're done. And here's the real problem. KD felt exposed. Perk knew his vulnerabilities. He knew how much criticism got under Durant's skin. So when he went public, it felt like a backstab, not just a hot take. The most tragic part, these two were close. Perkins' emotional meltdown on ESPN in 2020 proved that. He teared up talking about the good old days, about how Durant once came to his hotel room in Memphis, heartbroken on Mother's Day. They cried. They leaned on each other. That wasn't fake. That was real brotherhood. But it didn't survive the fame, the pressure, and the media spotlight. Perk always believed in tough love. Call people out, push them harder, lead loud. Durant believed in loyalty and keeping things private. Those styles clashed badly. And when the spotlight hit, it exposed everything wrong with their friendship. Underneath the drama is a harsh truth. Not all teammates are built the same. And when one becomes a legend while the other fades into a role player turned analyst, tensions boil over. Let's talk cold facts. Durant's career? Legendary. 1,061 games, averaging 27.3 points, 7.0 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. Now compare that to Perkins, 782 games, 5.4 points, 5.8 boards, 1 assist per game. A solid role player. No shame in that, but not on KD's level. Not even close. The scoring gap alone, massive. Durant has poured in over 30,000 points. Perkins, 4,214. KD outscored Perk's entire 14-year career in his first 3 seasons. That's wild. Look at the advanced stats. Durant's PER, player efficiency rating, 23.2, superstar level. Perkins, 10.7, below average. KD's win shares per 48 minutes, 0.196, elite. Perkins, 0.087, that's role player territory. True shooting percentages, KD, 62.0%, super efficient. Perk, respectable 63.2% one season as a big man, but that's not across the board. And then comes VORP, value over replacement player. Durant's career VORP, 87.57. That means he added almost 88 wins above a bench-level player. Perkins, 2.0. Not 0, but not moving mountains either. In the playoffs, KD stepped up even more. 29.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, 4.2 assists. That's the kind of game that wins titles. Perkins, 4.8 points and 5.8 boards. That drop-off matters. Especially when Perkins criticized KD's leadership but couldn't back it up with elite postseason production. Remember that brutal 2013 series versus the Grizzlies, the one KD used as ammo in their Twitter beef? Perk averaged 2 points, 3 rebounds, shot 26%. And KD didn't let him forget it. That series became part of the legend and part of the feud. Then there's the hardware. Durant, 1 MVP, 2 Finals MVPs, 14 All-Star appearances, 11 All-NBA teams, 4 scoring titles. Straight greatness. Perkins, no All-Stars, no All-NBA, no MVP votes. 1 ring in 2008 with Boston, where he was a vital role player, but clearly behind Pierce, KG, and Allen. That 2008 ring, that's Perkins' badge of honor. And to be fair, he earned it. He protected the paint, set hard screens, and kept the energy right. But when he started talking like he was the reason OKC clicked, that's when KD snapped. Because KD won 2 rings with Golden State, and he wasn't just there. He was the guy. Finals MVP both times, closing games, killing it in the clutch. That's what Durant means by real leadership. Even durability tells the story. KD's still in the league in 2025, putting up 26.8 points a game for the Suns, despite major injuries and a tough season. At age 36, he's still elite. Perk, retired since 2018, the game moved on from his bruising big man style, and now he's on ESPN, firing off hot takes for views. And maybe that's where the fuel really comes from. Perkins found a second act in media, a louder, flashier version of the tough guy he was in the league. But KD sees it all as fake. He doesn't want the drama. He wants respect. The crazy part? Perkins did play a valuable role in those Thunder squads. Leadership, glue guy stuff, holding the young guns accountable. But when he crossed the line, when he started saying he was the true leader, Durant felt like he had to clap back. Not just for his pride, but for the truth. Their feud isn't just about personality clashes or social media posts. It's about 2 careers that went in totally different directions. One went to the Hall of Fame, the other went to TV. And when the spotlight hit, the cracks in their friendship couldn't be hidden. Because in the NBA, everyone eats differently. And sometimes, when one guy gets the whole buffet, the dude who only got the scraps starts talking. But the numbers never lie.